because we mean business, we've got this. It's got caffeine, it's got... I'm not going to mess about, so I'll do that and then I'll set you up. I'll get tomatoes here. We are going to end up with recording. Let me carry on. Some of them are a bit dead. Pallets, they're not going to go anywhere. Say they'll help me move my shed, so I need to hurry up a bit because I don't want to put it back into maybe I'll actually move this. I'll think what I do with these ones, but I don't know whether because I'm tired. And then after I've sown the parsnips, champions, but Good morning. We are at the allotment, round 2. By the time you see this video, I have put up the first one where I cleared my strawberry beds and I started to put together a new brassica cage, which I don't think I'm actually going to use in that way. I'm thinking more in terms of something similar to this but smaller, because I've got another idea of how I could do my layout so I don't lose any growing space, because my concern was I was going to lose some growing space, and my allotment is not big. It's tiny compared to some people out there. I mean, some people will have polytunnels galore, they'll have greenhouses and large sheds and still manage to have growing space, whilst with us, our space is limited. But that's beside the point. Today is going to be a hard day of work. It is Saturday the 29th of March. I'm moving the shed. I can't move forward with any of my plans until the shed is moved. So today we're moving the shed, but before I can even start, I decided, oh, already my back is hurting because I had to carry some heavy bits and pieces, and I feel like I've got a muscle cramp somewhere in my back already. Oh my God, heaven help me. But anyway, I'm going to eat. And because we mean business, we've got this. It's got caffeine, it's got sugar, and it's got protein. So this is going to be part of what I have today. So I'm going to have some of it now together with, I need a bit of fat for burning. I've got a lot of fat to burn, but I need to top it up. So I've got some in the blood that the body can use. The way I eat, I'm mainly constantly trying to be in a fat burning zone, and it's worked so far because I've managed to lose at least 15 kilos. But anyway, food. And when I'm losing the will to live, I love Fanta fruit twist, so when I'm losing the will to live, we'll get some of this to keep us going. I have no clue how I'm going to do it. I tried to get help, but help kept putting it off. So Stella is on her own. When it's your hobby and your love, you don't expect other people to be interested in it or to help you. And so I'm just going to do what I can for myself, because that is all I can do. All right, let us eat and then I'll set you up. I'm not going to be talking much. We're just going to get on and get started with everything. If needs be, I'll put an explanation in the background or on screen. But wish me luck. Okay, if I get started, I want to put in my potatoes. I've got some secondaries and I'm also going to put in the main crop now. I'm not going to mess about. So I'll do that and then I'll set you up and get started. I'm not going to show you how you put potatoes in the ground. I'm sure everyone knows how to put potatoes in the ground. So what I have is this. Let me just show you. I've got this bed. So I'm going to put my secondaries in here. And then the main crop is going to go in the other potato bed I used last year. And I want to start them now because I know for a fact that if people put tomatoes here, we are going to end up with blight again, because we get it every year. So I want my potatoes to have done quite a bit before the blight arrives, because I'm sure that when it arrives, it is going to affect them. But the secondaries are going to go in here. let's get going. Right, I know I said I wasn't going to record, but I want to record in case I get some potatoes because I'm excited about it. Hold on, someone is coming. The good news is they've just turned the water on, and now I'm actually here to work, which is why I didn't even bring. These are my Desiree potatoes, and they're my main crop. The secondary leaves are Kestrel. One of my plans is to start being better when I'm gardening, to have less mess and to clear mess, so that by the end of this summer my garden is going to be as nice as some of the gardens I see from other YouTubers and make it safer so that people can come to my garden and not worry about ending up injuring themselves. But for now, what we're doing is Desiree is going in here in between the onions, which I'm not going to remove. But before I can do that, I need to have a look and see, because I think I have some potatoes in here. So as we remove the weeds, we're also going to dig down and see what we got, because I planted potatoes in each of these sections. Then they had blight, which resulted in me giving up on them. But there are some baby potatoes in here which are still alive actually. So let me carry on. Some of them are a bit dead, like this one here, but we'll get them out before we plant new ones, because I don't want them germinating and messing up. And what I'm planning to do is I'll put the Desirees in, and then I'll just cover this bed with wood chip. And unfortunately what I'm noticing is there's something coming to eat worms in my allotment because of the wood chip, and I love wood chips. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to net everything until it realizes that there's no food here. And then especially my potato beds, until the potatoes are grown, I'll keep them I'm going to keep them, what's the word, netted. I'll cover them until they start to germinate, and then I'll take the wood the covers off. So plan is to wood chip it, build them up with wood chip and nothing else, in the hope that it will be enough. So let me carry on and do this, because we've got a shed to move by the end of the play today. I brought gloves, and look at me. Isn't that ridiculous? Right, let me go find my gloves.
I ain't afraid of the dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life back. We can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go. Getting old don't bother me, 'cause with eyes that's been through life, it's so much easier to see who I am and who I wanna be.
Potatoes are in. I've got a couple, so I'm just going to put them in that fabric pot, the fabric bed I've got. I'm going to put them in there and hope that they'll do well. But as you can see, we've also got quite a few potatoes, which I'll take home and taste to see what they're like, because some of them look too bad to be eaten. So those I'm going to put in the ground again. But others look like they could create a small meal for me. Well, a meal for one. So the others are going to go in together with Desiree's, one of those other beds. But I'm done with the potatoes now for the serious work I came to do. It's nice to do the weeding and have a clear bed, but as I said, everything has to be netted now because there's something coming round looking for food, poor thing. But I can't have it digging up my potatoes now that they're in. Right, I bought myself a base, and then someone's just brought me this. So I'm thinking, could I use this instead and dig it down a bit? They're plastic pallets, they're not going to go anywhere, and they're going to provide me with a very solid base for my shed, and I can level them, and it won't be as hard as trying to put these together, and then I can use these in the paths or somewhere else. So let me get this and see whether or not it will work. I think it will work because it's sitting on pallets at the moment, which I walked, so I just need to make sure that this is very well leveled. And let me get on and get started. I just need to measure up and make sure that I've got enough of these to cover the whole base and take it out a little bit further. So let's see how we do. It's all going to be time lapsed because it's a long day and I need to focus on working rather than talking.
Well, maybe it was fate when you walked in the door. I could have sworn I've seen your face before. So glad that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night? We keep on drinking, keep on wishing for someone out there to hold. All those little moments, the bites you didn't catch me looking over your shoulder, just at the right time. Those little moments all led me to you. Only God knew about all those little.
I've got some decent compost in there, so I'm just going to pour it on top of my new potato bed. I'm going to do a little bit of almost like a lasagna garden, where you just put all your organic material. So I need to empty these so that I can actually move this compost bin. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm just going to empty it and put it on the potato bed. But I wanted you to see, because although some of this is not quite broken down fully, other stuff like this, look at this, some of it is so beautiful. It's like, I mean, look at this. So aim is to get the good stuff into the potato bed to continue breaking down, whilst I'm actually liking the results, because I've just been throwing stuff in there, not thinking about picking it out. But I've got beautiful soil. So let me empty this and get on, because one of the allotment volunteers, I say they'll help me move my shed. So I need to hurry up and get on with it. Look at that. This is going to be fantastic. Fantastic natural food. Some of it is a bit dry, but it doesn't matter. It still will work. Because that's my next obsession, is lasagna gardening. What I did wrong is I didn't wet my soil enough, so some of the stuff hasn't broken down because it was too dry. But down below where I wet it, it's coming out looking absolutely gorgeous. Let's get on and do this and get it on the potato bed. Before I do, I'm going to sprinkle some. Actually, do you know what I need? I need a bit of waste membrane so I can put it down and just scrape it all out. Let me do that. But what I need is to put a bit of seaweed feed on the bed before I put this down, so that the carbon material won't eat away the nitrogen that my potatoes need to grow as well.
Well, maybe it was fate or a part of his plan. Giving me you was like giving me another chance. Thank God that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night?
I had more compost than I expected, so I've got more than enough to top up my new potato bed. And then I've got extra, which I'm going to have to work out how I store until I've created the other beds. I think I'm going to top up my wooden beds which kind of sit out of the way where I'm going to put flowers. But I feel like it's a waste to put it there for flowers, but what can I do? I've got a lot of compost because I've still got to empty this one as well. But let's get on. It may be something positive to have all this compost, but right now I don't have time to be messing around and sorting out compost. I'm trying to think where to put it. I ain't got a clue. I've got some beds I'm going to be making up. So I'm going to put it on the side and let it dry out a little bit in the sun whilst I think about what I do with it, because I don't want to put it back into, maybe I'll actually move this compost bin and then put it in the bottom of that since it's complete. And then once I sort out the other two compost bins, I can always top them up with any good soil so that one of the bins will actually have the good soil in it. Ah, you see, talking to you helps me. Thank you so much for the idea. Trying to take out that gooseberry, but it's well bedded down. So what I'm going to do is just going to move my tiles a little bit to fit the other compost bin this way. And I don't want to waste a lot of energy on here when I've got quite a bit else. My priority is moving the shed. So, oh, Lord help me. I'm tired. I'm going to drink some more of my protein shake and then carry on. Right guys, I've sorted out the compost bin. I've got loads of compost. I've moved the compost bins from where they were, and now I've started digging in the leveler, the plastic pallets. So let me show you what I've done so far. As you can see, I'm trying to put them in. I'm not overly leveling them because my expectation is that when I actually sit the shed on it, it's going to help level it. I'm going to put a bit of weed membrane on top of it to stop any weeds trying to poke through and come up into my my new space. I might put weed membrane underneath as well to stop critters. I know that underneath they actually put carpet, but I really don't want to do carpet, so I'll have to think about what I do. But I want something that will stop any light getting down there so that we can stop anything trying to grow down there. And then over time I'll board off the side so that nothing, if critters decide to live underneath my shed, as long as they don't come into the shed, I don't mind. But I'm happy with these. I think they will work to create a base on which my shed can sit. I'll think what I do with these ones. I don't know whether it would have been easier to work with those. I feel like hammering them together would have taken a lot more time, and trying to level them on the soil and leveling the soil rather than digging this in. This is a wider base, and with the weight shared in between all of them, I think they'll be fine. The guy was supposed to get me 10, but he got me 9, but it's still going to work because my shed, the width ways is not as long as this, so it'll sit like this here. This is going to be its new space. And then obviously the next thing I need to do is to clear the back there, because that is where my path to the back is going to be. So that will have to be done, but I'm really, really pleased. This is some of the compost I've got. Some of it has gone on my new potato bed, and I am so happy with it because I didn't expect to find anything, and I've found enough to fully mulch that bed, and I'll top it up with a bit of manure, but that is going to do well. I've still got more compost sitting here waiting for somewhere to go. So I've got this pot full of compost, and then I've also got that full of compost which I need to sort out. But for now, I might actually weed one of the other beds and put the compost on there. But for now, these I've done, and I'm happy with the way they're sitting now. I've narrowed this space because I wanted to bring all the compost bins down to one end. So sorry, I was a bit, camera's a bit funky, but it's because I'm tired. It's nearly 3 o'clock. I've been here since 10 o'clock, and I need to finish this before I leave. So it may be that I can't move the shed today, but I can level the base today in order that tomorrow I can try empty the shed, see whether or not I can request help from the men of the family to then come and move it, to sit it on top of here. Wish me luck with that, because men are busy doing their own thing. Anyway, let me get on and eat something, and then I'll carry on again. As I sit here, I'm looking at these beds. Let me show you. I'm thinking I could put my parsnips in, plant them now, and then hopefully they will germinate, and then I can then top up these beds with the compost I actually got from the bins before I carry on with the digging, because the digging is a lot of hard work. Let me show you. As you remember, these are the beds that I set up with a new kind of look to them because of the fact that the border edging I used was very poor quality and has denatured and had started to fall apart, putting plastic everywhere. So I've put this in like this, and what I want to do is I want to put parsnips in the top bed, and then I can put onions in the corner beds. I don't know whether or not parsnips and onions get on. Let me check that up and make sure that they do. But if that's the case, what I can do is I'll set this up, sow it with my parsnips, and then after I've sown the parsnips, top it up with a little bit more of the homemade compost in all the areas, and then hope that the parsnips will germinate. And then carry on with digging. And the person who was going to help me with it, with moving it, has gone. So what I will do is I will finish leveling the area, and then I'll carry on with it tomorrow. So let me get on and do this, after which I'll get back to the digging. Digressing, but it's a fun digress.
Wishing for the kind of love you see in magazines. The illusion falls and nothing's what it seems to be. The part left is hurting deep inside of me. Heard a whisper, someone saw you at the bar. Was it the same night you had trouble with your car?
Okay, the parsnips are in, and so are the very, very, very tiny onions which I ignored, and they've been mullered by snails probably in the mini greenhouse. But I'm hoping that they will actually do okay now that they're in the ground, with a bit of compost to feed them and a bit of seaweed, which I've also added. So there are quite a few. And I think they're Bedfordshire champions, but they've been eaten so badly, poor things. And they were drier than dry because they were in coco coir, and I hadn't watered them for months. Excuse me. So I'm surprised they even survived this long. But I've done this now. I'm going to cover up the beds again, leave them covered for now until the risk of once they actually strengthen up so snails are not getting to them, then I'll uncover the beds. But for now I'm just going to cover it again, and then I'm going to go back to digging this, see how much more I can do of the digging to level that space, and then I will be done. But let me cover this and then I'll be done for here, for this space, and then we'll go finish doing a bit more digging before I actually go home. I'm tired, but I want to do a bit more whilst the sun is still up. This is the first day I've spent at the allotment and I really want to finish it here nicely. All right, see you when I'm done with digging.
What's been broken? This ain't the first time I'll be drinking you off my mind. Walking down the street, the rain is pouring down. But my feet are walking to a different sound.
Guys, I cannot cope with another lot of digging, so I'm going to leave it here for today and I'll come back tomorrow to finish this. I think I've got 3 more to dig in, and then after that it's a case of if I have the help I need, I can move the shed. If I don't have the help I need, then I'll need to wait until I have the help I need. Because I don't think I can move it on my own. It's unrealistic to expect myself to be able to move it on my own. But if I have a few men, I'll be able to do it. So pray for me. I really want to move it so I can get started with other prep. There are other bits and pieces I can be getting on with, and I will get on with them. But for today, this is it. I am done. I am pooped. Digging these is tough. And if you're tired, you start to rush it, which you do not want to do. So it's better for me to stop for now and just go home and rest. Then I'll come back tomorrow and try and get a bit more done. So thank you for watching if you've stayed this long, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.